shortcuts. We will focus on creating the online video only, not the input video. This is the same video you recently viewed over YouTube. When you start the SiSTeCATI online video application, several windows will appear on your screen. This is the VLC video player, which we use to play the translated video. If you select English to Chinese, the video will play with Chinese translation, including subtitles and voiceover. This is the audio player. The video portion only displays the image, while the actual sound is generated by the audio player. This is the legacy edition of Windows Media Player. Here is the control panel where you can adjust the settings. Alright, behind this, there is a large black window that helps us stay informed about the background activity. You don't need to worry about it. It's mainly set up for me. If you are unable to successfully run SiSTeCATI, I can check from here to understand what went wrong. It's to know about what you did incorrectly. This part is intended for me. That's why you can minimize it and set it aside. Now, this is a stopwatch, and I'll explain its purpose. This is a Movavi video recorder. Next, you'll need to open your YouTube video. The most effective way to arrange your screen is as follows. This is the tracing window, and this one is the VLC media player. Here is the YouTube video you'd like to watch. And you can place the control panel right below it. This is the audio player. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how you arrange everything. This is the recommended method. I suggest arranging them this way so that none of the elements overlap, except for this one. This one is for tracking, so you don't need to focus too much on it. Here we have items 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the stopwatch. Simply select the section of the video you want to capture. Now, let's define the area to be recorded using the Movavi video recorder. Movavi is a video recording tool. My system uses it to capture video for processing. At this point, you just need to click here. You'll see two icons, a camera icon and a video recorder icon. Click on the video recorder icon to proceed. You can specify the section of the video you want to capture. The next step involves setting up the stopwatch. These 3 numbers should be placed inside. The section above isn't important, so you can leave it out. Later, when you view the video here, this specific area will appear in your translated version of the video. Defining this orange rectangle is crucial, as it indicates the area where the video will be captured for processing. That covers the image aspect. For video, in addition to the visuals, there is also an audio component that includes sound. Regarding the sound, since 2 videos will be played, one of them will be the YouTube video running through Google Chrome. The other is the translated video, which will be played through VLC. This means there will be 2 separate audio sources, one for each video. However, your computer can typically use only one audio output, such as a single pair of headphones. Listening to both sources simultaneously could be confusing. Therefore, you should listen to the translated video, as that represents the final output. For the YouTube video you've chosen, I assume you have likely listened to it several times already. Therefore, you don't need to listen to that video anymore. Now let me show you. This is my video. That's what it sounds like. Since I'm already familiar with it, I don't need to listen to it. I just need to use the same icon again. Click on this icon and make sure to choose the correct option carefully. Alright, please select the cable input. This virtual speaker is used by my program to capture the audio from the YouTube video for processing. That's why you don't need to listen to it anymore. Once you select the cable input, the sound will automatically be muted. Even though the YouTube video is still playing, you won't hear any sound because the audio is being routed to the virtual speaker. Alright, that's the first step. Next, we have the audio player. You need to ensure that its output is directed to your headphones. So, where should you look for it? Once again, click on this icon, then click here and scroll down. You'll see this symbol. Go ahead and click on it. It's the settings icon. When you click it, a window will appear where you can find all your applications. The list includes Google Chrome, OBS, Screen Recorder, VLC, and lastly, Windows Media Player Legacy. This is the application that will play the audio of the translated video, which is what you'll be listening to. Make sure you select the correct option. For this device, I choose speaker rear audio, and for the other, select USB. I'm selecting the speaker real tech option, which allows you to hear the music. Don't worry, we'll go over it again later. This is how you configure the speaker for the audio player so you can hear the sound. I believe all the necessary settings have been completed. There's another step you'll likely take after your first trial to become familiar with the process. Now, I'll proceed with my demo. After that, we'll conduct a trial, and then you'll perform the process once more. At that time, you should make a recording so that when you review it later, you can use it as a reference for completing the assignment. All right, to begin the recording, let's proceed with the next step. There is a snipping tool that allows you to capture the entire screen and record it as a video. You can then review this video later to observe how the translation of your selected video appears. If the duration is 20 minutes, then the entire recording will take about 20 minutes. You need to record everything so we can observe how you operate the system and how the video is translated. To launch the snipping tool, simply press the keys Shift plus Windows plus S together. When you press these three keys together, the screen recording tool will appear. No need to try it now. I will guide you through the process later. Here, you can see both a camera and a video icon. Since you're not just taking a screenshot of the window, you want to record a video, so select the video option instead of the default screenshot setting. After selecting video, a plus sign will appear on the screen. You simply need to select the entire window that you want to record. Then, press Start. The tool will begin recording the area you selected. Alright, this demonstrates how the recording works. Everything looks good, so we can begin the SiSTeCATI session. To begin using SiSTeCATI, you'll see a panel that you need to configure. Start by choosing the source language. Is the source language for everyone's video English? Are all the videos in English with no other languages used? Since English is set as the default language, you don't need to change it. However, you must select the target language. You can choose from 70 different languages. Clicking on this option will display all 70 available languages. The system's default language is set to Chinese. If you want the translation to be in Chinese, no further action is needed. English can be translated to Chinese easily. If you prefer another language, such as Malay, simply scroll down and select it from the list. The list is arranged in alphabetical order. So, if you're looking for Malay, it will appear under the letter M. This section is for selecting the source and target languages. The gender setting depends on the chosen speaker. Please take a look at the speaker shown here. Please don't rush. Make sure you have a clear idea before we proceed to the next round. We'll go over it once more. Don't worry. This is to help you clearly understand all the details. In this section, the gender setting is based on the selected speaker. Since the current speaker is male, the default is set to male. If you prefer a female voice, simply choose the female option. Regarding TTS, which stands for text-to-speech, it involves speech synthesis or voiceover. It's also important to adjust the speed of the voiceover for optimal results. I tend to speak quite slowly, so when the AI begins interpreting my speech, it will generate the corresponding voiceover. If the pace is too fast, it will pause and wait for me to continue. To achieve better synchronization, it's advisable to set the TTS to produce speech at a slower pace, similar to my speaking style. This helps prevent frequent pauses during speech, which is especially important when using the system for live interpretation. To produce the translated video in a smoother and more continuous way. However, for tonight, we'll be using this system solely to translate your video. So there's no need to worry about the speed of the voiceover in the translated version. You can simply maintain a standard speed set to 0. So, just keep the value set to 0 as suggested here. The STT start time is also not important in this case. This applies if you are providing a service and need to have two computers ready, one for delivering the service and the other for additional use. If the computer you're using to provide the service suddenly malfunctions or encounters an issue, you can switch to another computer by choosing the point from which you'd like to continue. This is for backup purposes, so there's no need to worry about it tonight. You don't need to change anything, just leave it set to 0, 0. Next, you have two important buttons, one green and one red. The green button is used to start the system. Everything has now been properly completed and set up. I can proceed to start SiSTeCATI, which means the program will begin running. Now my program is starting to run. The yellow color indicates that the process has begun. This indicates that the program is still in the process of starting up. Now it has turned red. The speed may vary depending on your computer. Some are faster, while others are slower. Even if it turns red, you still can't start until this part appears. For now, you need to check the STT application, SiSTeCATI. When this line appears, you can proceed. So how do you continue? The system module running in the background is now on standby, waiting for the video to be captured and processed. To capture the video for processing, you need to start both the timer and the video recorder. Here, you start the timer first, but it won't begin counting until the video capture has started. The timer will begin counting only when the video capture starts. To start capturing the video, use the red button. It controls everything and is the most important one. When you click this button, everything begins. Otherwise, all components remain on standby. Now, I'm clicking it. Before clicking it, you can still make adjustments. It went too far, so I'll move back a little. Okay, now start. On some computers, you see a countdown. In some cases, the process begins immediately. Here, you'll see the stopwatch start counting. If the stopwatch isn't counting, it indicates an incorrect setting. Please inform us immediately. Now it's correct. Here, the system is essentially dividing the video into 20-second segments to be processed individually. Now it has exceeded 20 seconds, but since the computer is running slowly, processing still takes some time. Okay, it's now displayed here. All right, starting now. What's the delay time? It's 25 seconds. There will be a delay due to the processing that occurs between capturing and displaying. This is the original playback. This is still the original playback since I haven't stopped it yet. The system essentially captures a 20-second segment and plays it here. It's not a translated video. It simply replays what was recorded. It stopped earlier because I hadn't started the video yet. All right, now, it's important for you to check whether your speaker is configured correctly for this. All right, this is playing correctly. Now I will begin the lecture, where participants are organized into experimental groups. There will be two groups, a sleep group and a sleep deprivation group. The sleep group will receive a full 8 hours of rest. Before I click Stop Play Original to begin interpreting, you still have the opportunity to choose where you'd like the video to start. I'd like to start from the very beginning. All right, I'll return to the start. After that, I will stop Play Original, which means it will switch from playback to interpretation mode and begin again from the start. The Play Original function allows you to listen, verify that everything is correct, and choose your desired starting point. If you prefer not to start from the beginning, you can begin at any point you choose. However, during live interpretation, when the event begins, the speaker may not start speaking immediately at the beginning. There may be an introduction or a brief delay at various points. All right, you will continue using Play Original until the speaker begins, and only then will you stop it to start interpreting. I stopped at 2 minutes and 52 seconds. What's the current delay? About 1 minute. That's how the media translation process works. Now, to end the process, this is the most crucial button. When you stop recording the video, the system will halt processing, but it won't stop instantly due to a short delay. So, you stop the recording and pause your stopwatch. All right, I've stopped the recording and paused my stopwatch. But yes, keep going, since there's about a 1-minute delay. So, you wait for the remaining minute to pass. You should finish around this time. What is this, Malay? Anyone know Malay? Yes, except for you. Do you understand Malay? Oh, you don't? All right, it's 4:45, since I stopped a little late earlier. The moment I clicked to stop recording was 4:45. Now, when it stops, you'll also see it here, the end of the interpretation section. That means it's finished. This is the button you need to click to close all my programs. Okay, now stop SiSTeCATI. All right, it will take a moment to shut down all the subprocesses. All right, it has turned green now. You have successfully completed the video translation section. Everything that was created earlier is stored on this computer. You can retrieve it, for example, using this 3-button panel here. You can play it back or restart it. Earlier, I was talking quite a lot and haven't really listened to it, but now I want to give it a listen. I can restart the playback of the translation. You can replay it anytime, as many times as you want, and you can pause it whenever you need. This function works like a video player. You can start it and pause it whenever you like. However, it won't pause right away because it finishes the current sentence first before stopping. Of course, you can resume playback afterward. If you pause for a while and want to listen again, you can simply resume. Alternatively, you can start over from the beginning by restarting. Alright, we're not going to listen any further. As I mentioned in my lecture, you can also make edits if there is an error. So, how will you correct a translation or transcription error? This is where this feature comes into play. During the auto-translation session, no reviewing or editing will be performed. Now, I'd like to make the necessary edits. Here, you have 4 options to choose from: Auto Plus, Edit Plus, Auto, and Edit. Select Edit Plus. Plus means that after transcription, I use AI to refine and improve the sentences before translating them. That's the added benefit for me. I usually select this option because I expect the AI to help me enhance grammar, choose more suitable words, and structure sentences correctly. For professional speakers like this individual, that step isn't really necessary. You can simply choose Auto without the plus option. That works better. This allows the system to accurately reflect exactly what the speaker said, and you'll find the corresponding ID here. You need to remember this ID because it serves as the folder name on your computer where all the details will be saved. If you don't have time to finish your work today, make sure to return to the same computer for your next session and enter this ID to continue processing. Here, the system automatically displays the ID for me. Once I switch to Edit Plus, I simply restart the system. This start function is used to launch the editing program, allowing you to review the recorded content segment by segment. The system will then display 2 windows. Alright, I no longer need this video. Now, as you can see, there are 2 windows available. One of them is the MPC video player. This is the second video player, and the adjacent panel allows you to view the transcription and translation. To begin reviewing, click on Next Segment. I'd like to begin with the topic of male anatomy, specifically focusing on the testes. Using the term testes is considered more appropriate and precise. Here, you can review the sentence transcription and also see its Malay translation. If everything looks correct and no changes are needed, simply proceed to the next step. Research suggests that men who sleep only 5 hours per night tend to have reduced reproductive organ size compared to those who sleep 7 hours or longer. Actually, unless the speaker uses a specific term such as a SiSTeCATI, the transcription will generally be accurate. If you watch the video provided to you by Dr. Bo, you will notice that there is a clear error in it. Whenever I mention SiSTeCATI, the system transcribes it as SiSTeCATI. When it is translated into Chinese, what does it become? For those who have seen the video, no one has watched it yet. It translates as Katai Jia or Katai Xiuanai, since the word sister can mean either Jia or Xiuanai in Chinese. In Malay, it would be Kakak Katai. That's not actually the name SiSTeCATI. Of course, the AI wouldn't recognize SiSTeCATI because it's a term I personally created. The system tends to make mistakes mainly with proper names. For common statements like this, it usually performs accurately. So, you're fine. When I reviewed it, everything was essentially correct. Furthermore, men who regularly sleep only 4 to 5 hours per night tend to have testosterone levels similar to those of someone 10 years older. Okay, and you'll also notice that this speaker is similar to me, preferring to speak slowly. Here, you can make adjustments if you like. Go to the play settings and increase the playback speed. You could set it to about 1.10 if you prefer it faster, so that you can pally back the video segment faster. If it isn't a real-time interpretation, there's no need to hurry. However, if you use this tool during real-time interpretation, you'll need to listen and verify quickly so that the translated video can be played for the audience without delay. Alright, for this assignment, since your main goal is to translate the video and verify its accuracy, there's no need to use the faster mode. Just proceed with the normal speed. But it is up to you to decide. Alright, you'll proceed step by step. In the end, you will notice the end of interpretation session. This is my final segment number, so you have a segment count. I will share not only the remarkable benefits that come with proper sleep, but also the concerning effects of sleep deprivation on both your mind and body. Alright, that covers the editing process. First, use the auto-translate feature. Once that's done, switch to edit mode and review each item individually. That will serve as the assignment you need to complete.